I think this is probably the greatest accomplishment. The greatest thing that I'm actually known for is just the Boca Raton.
And guess what? At some point of your career, no one will remember this because you're going to do some other great things.
Well, I highly doubt that. I mean,
Well,
look,
you
I'm
are.
all about low expectations. Okay? That's why I try to just, stick to, kind of laying in the weeds a little bit. Maybe if something good happens, it can be unexpected. You know what I'm saying? It's better that way.
But you're going to reach greatness someday. You're going to do some things where you're like, damn, I didn't know I could do that.
Hot take.
I don't even remember the Boca Raton song.
One hot take at a time. Maybe I'll eventually find, some sort of a good niche in this business. Who really knows? Let's be honest. Of course, the Valenti and Foster show, 2 to 6 p.m. here today. Mike, on his way back from Las Vegas. Terry, you were in Vegas over the weekend for the opening round of the NCAA tournament. Did you have a good time, my friend?
I had a good time. I love the weather. I love Vegas. I had a solid time. Met a lot of great people. Had some wonderful dinners. That was the main thing there.
Now we're hearing about the good stuff, the games, the people, all that. But did you do Vegas right, Terry?
I did not.
Oh, why not?
I did not do it right. I did not gamble. If you're talking about doing it right, I didn't go see the Showgirls.
Why not?
I was a little boring.
Gosh, I guess
Sorry about that.
That comes with age, doesn't it? That's not what I'm looking forward to. Obviously, a lot to get into today. 2:30, we dive into Michigan State. They go down to Kansas. Not at all surprising, I don't think. And, really the score ended up getting a little bit out of hand at the end there. But I do have a belief on Tom Izzo and something that I want to get off my chest. And I want to find out if Spartan Nation is on board with this. If they can actually just admit something in regards to Tom Izzo and the job that he has done this season for Michigan State. We'll do that coming up at 2:30. But we got to get right into Michigan. And, I was on the Wojo show on Friday. I remember doing crosstalk with you guys while you were out in Vegas getting ready to go and apparently be boring because you didn't do much all weekend. And I thought that was a bad matchup for Michigan going up against Louisville. I thought they would dominate the offensive glass. They would be able to bother Michigan on the perimeter. They wouldn't be able to shoot well from the outside. And I thought Louisville was going to win that game by a few points. It was going to be a close one, but I didn't think Michigan was going to be able to advance. And now here they are. They're in the Sweet 16. They'll take on Oregon, a 3 seed. And Michigan looks like one of those teams that is still just as dangerous as any other team in the NCAA tournament. And it leads me to this. And I want to know if Michigan fans are on board with this, because just a couple of months ago, Terry, I don't know if you were one of these people, but I know David Hatchetman Hull, of course, was one of these types of people looking at the Michigan basketball program and going, John Beilein's not doing a very good job. This Michigan team might not make the tournament. Where is this program headed with John Beilein at the helm? Started questioning the future, questioning his job status. And now I feel like a lot of those people owe John Beilein and the Michigan program an apology. And I don't know if David is willing to offer that up right now. I know that this is probably hard for him to do. Very cocky individual, David Hatchetman Hull is, even though he's a father.
He told us he's going to be an NFL coach someday. So, yeah.
I will be, Gary. I will be.
He also claims that, if he were a single man, he'd be able to serenade Carissa Thompson as well, which I don't buy for a second.
Oh, yeah, she wants me.
That is a debate for a different day, apparently. My goodness.
Oh, yeah, he said that so confidently.
Your children are going to be just some of the most arrogant people I think we've ever met in our lives. David, would you like to offer John Beilein an apology?
This is a real tough day for me. I am a Michigan fan, but I hate apologizing. But Beilein, they're in the Sweet 16. I do want to apologize to him. 3-4 weeks ago, I was done with him.
There it is.
I wanted him gone. I wanted him fired. They only won all season, 3 road games. I was done. They were looking bad. I didn't think they would really make the tournament.
Same.
They have. They won the Big Ten tournament, and they're now in the Sweet 16. John Beilein, I do apologize.
Now, David, we actually have a surprise for you. John Beilein is on the line right now, so you can tell him directly to his ear. I'm kidding, of course.
I don't think you should apologize.
What?
You should not apologize. That was your opinion at the time. They were in trouble at the time. They rebounded. I think a lot of what is happening now has to do with the team bonding after the airline mishap. John Beilein being able to handle that situation in a way that bonded his team, got everybody together. When they saw him carrying people off the plane, when they saw him with jet fuel on his face, when they saw a real man handle himself in an adverse situation, I think that rallied the team. You didn't know that was going to happen. No apologies necessary. And plus, what do we do for a living? We give our opinions. Sometimes they're going to be wrong. Sometimes you're going to be wrong. I don't think you should apologize for that. Take it back.
See, Terry, I'm a person that doesn't like to apologize. So for you to say that I just wasted an apology, I'm
you
upset
did.
about that now.
And you notice I waited until you apologized to tell you that.
You sure did.
Okay, well, I want to know a
I was
couple
going to
of
let
things
you
then.
step in the bucket of crap.
Of course, phone lines are open, 248-539-9797. Ticket text, as always, at 97136. One, are you willing to do what David Hatchet Manhole did? Say that Carissa Thompson wants him. No, I'm kidding. Are you willing to apologize to John Beilein and the Michigan basketball program, knowing what you know now? Also, is this the single best coaching job that John Beilein has done in his time at Michigan? 248-539-9797. And Terry, you brought it up. You said that it was the plane crash, plane accident, whatever you want to call it. It was a scary incident, right? And it was something that, certainly brought this team together, and that was what allowed them to go on that run in the Big Ten tournament and now win 2 games in the NCAA tournament, which, by the way, Michigan now 8-0 in neutral court games, which is absolutely amazing this year. But I think it's so much more than that. You can go back to even 2 months ago, and it was the Illinois game and the white collar comment. And that seemed to, kind of get Michigan a little bit angry, and it kind of got under their skin a little bit. I thought Derek Walton Jr.,
well, they called them poodles, too, or something.
They did.
Little soft dogs.
Illinois really went at him. And now, of course, they're picking up the pieces because John Groch was, as everyone knew when they hired him, a terrible basketball coach, and they just hired somebody new. But that was one of the things that I think stood out. I also want to say this, too, because what has been a common theme with John Beilein and this Michigan team and his program for a long period of time, really good offensive team, a terrific offensive mind. You can't really question that with John Beilein, but it's been about the defense. It's been about the intangibles and whether or not this team can play on an intense level, almost like, Tom Izzo can sometimes get his Michigan State team to play with. I thought Billy Donlin, the assistant coach, former Wright State head coach, coming in as, it isn't a position necessarily, but as the de facto defensive coordinator for John Beilein, I thought he was huge in that process too, because it became not just about, going out there and outscoring opponents, but playing enough defense in order to actually play winning basketball. And to me, that was something that you saw in the second half against Oklahoma State, and you saw that especially in the second half against Louisville in limiting them to 33 points, and I thought kind of taking it personally. Michigan didn't give Louisville any opportunities from the outside. Any shot that they had, it was challenged. Even if it was a late, getting over and, you were sitting there and help defense, the ball gets swung to the corner. Muhammad Ali Abdur-Rahman on one occasion just went there and got a hand up and just altered the shot enough to keep Louisville off. I think those are some of the things that have just absolutely changed in Michigan, in addition to the plane crash.
Well, it did, but the other thing you forgot about Louisville is sometimes they're immature. And I thought in crunch time situations, they settled. They could have attacked Michigan a little bit more, but they said, we got an open shot here from the three-point. We don't care if it's like 5 or 6 seconds to the shot clock. We're going to take that shot anyway. I think that drove Pitino crazy that they settled. They settled against Michigan, and he's complained all season. Our guys at times are not mature, and I think in crunch time, when you really see that, that's when it happened.
Well, you know what they say, that teams take on the personality of their head coach. Rick Pitino is about as immature as it gets, right? I mean, look, I don't want to dog a guy just to dog a guy, but Rick Pitino is a piece of crap, and any opportunity that we get to see Rick Pitino go home crying and go make excuses in the postgame, I absolutely love. I have no respect for him.
In 15 years, Rick Pitino's going to look like the Crypt Keeper.
I hope so.
He's starting to look that way a little bit.
Oh, he looks awful. And honestly, he deserves to lose. Let's be honest. But 248-539-9797. Ticket text is at 97136. I want both of us to answer this. We'll do that coming up in 5.